Thank you, Presiding Officer. You've already bit into my time, Presiding Officer. Like many of my colleagues here, fellow MSPs, I became involved in politics, and I've said this in other debates in the past in education, to try and make a difference in our community. And education is that cornerstone, it's a foundation for all these desires to change lives. But it's not easy, and that's why it's important for us to put in place a world-class education system which enables us as a nation to close the attainment gap, giving each child the best possible start in life and improving the life chances of our sons and daughters. The OECD report published last month highlights many positive areas in the Scottish education system, including our schools being highly inclusive and our levels of academic achievement being above international averages and distributed evenly. The report stated that there are clear upward trends in attainments and positive destinations. Over 9 in 10 of school leavers entered a positive follow-up destination in 2014, and nearly 2/3 of school leavers continue in education. There have been continuous upward trend in recent years. A key point I have taken from the report is that the OECD shares the Scottish Government's view that we have a great opportunity to lead the world in developing an integrated assessment and evaluation framework. I firmly believe the framework will play an important role in driving towards closing the attainment gap and continually improving Scottish education. I wholeheartedly share the First Minister's view that education, improving a child's life, is the most important thing we can do as a government. And while the OECD report is very positive and notes the many strengths of our education system, like the First Minister, it notes areas which need improvement when launching the new National Improvement Framework. The First Minister stated, "Despite the progress we are making, nobody can be comfortable living in a country where different levels of wealth create such a significant gap in attainment, and therefore the life chances for so many children. That's why the Scottish Government is taking concerted action now." I feel our point goes to the heart of this debate and what we're trying to do. Again, as highlighted in the report, children in Scotland are performing well. We still are producing the doctors and the scientists of the future, so we're getting a lot right. But we need to do more and quickly to support all the children in Scotland and raise attainment across the board. The National Improvement Framework allows the Government, local authorities, teachers and parents to quickly see where there are issues and more swiftly to address them. While teacher judgment will always be the heart of the system, we will see new nationalised standardised assessments for pupils in Primary 1, Primary 4, Primary 7 and S3. The Scottish Government believes that to be able to act swiftly, we need to understand what we are doing is working, and while some form of standardised assessment is already monitoring children's progress in other local authorities, these assessments haven't been conducted on a consistent basis. As a result, they currently lack the information on overall performance at both national and local level. So we need to identify where we need to improve and get on with doing the hard work. The OECD report makes 12 recommendations for action to improve Scotland's education system across areas such as leadership in schools, issues presented by existing data sources and complexities around curriculum for excellence. However, all the indications I can see is that we're already working towards improvements in these areas. Larry Flanagan, EIS General Secretary, said the OECD report paints a largely positive picture of Scottish education and the ongoing implementation of curriculum for excellence. These improvements, Presiding Officer, are being and will continue to achieve by the many initiatives set up and funded by the Scottish Government. It is currently investing £1.5 million per year in Read, Write and Count campaign to ensure that every Primary 1 to Primary 3 child has access to library books and education materials to improve early literacy and numeracy. Further investment will see over £1 million over 3 years from 2014 to 2017 in national and local numeracy hubs to raise standards and share best practice in teaching learning of maths and numeracy levels. This is all on the back of the many achievements the Scottish Government has already had in education. The pupil-teachers ratio is the same as last year. However, not resting on this, on the 3rd of January this year, the Scottish Government announced that over £2 million funding has been made available to train extra 260 teachers next year. This increase of 60 primary and 200 secondary school teachers. Now, while I could go on all day, Presiding Officer, about the good work the Scottish Government has achieved at this stage in education, it's always important to look at where we've come from, how we got here, how have we improved? And when you look at the fact that 40% of pupils from the 20 50% most deprived areas are getting at least one higher. That's up from 23% in 2007. A record percentage of young people are in work, education or training after leaving school. In 2006-2007, only 87% of school leavers were in positive destinations. The OECD 2012 PISA survey shows that we have halted the decline in Scotland's relative position in maths reading that began under Labour, and since 2009, under this government, we have seen improvements against other OECD countries. In conclusion, Presiding Officer, are we getting everything right in Scotland? No, it would be foolish to say so and to think so. But is this government committed to delivering a world-class education system? I would say yes. So, as the Scottish Government has worked in partnership with other organisations and everyone else within education, I would say it's time for us, Presiding Officer, to all work together in this chamber, like we did for Curriculum for Excellence, and work together for the benefit of every single child in Scotland.
Many thanks.